Hello, Cyclones everywhere, and happy homecoming week. My name is Matt Van Winkle with the ISU Alumni Association. As part of our Homecoming 2020 celebration, the ISUAA will be bringing you some fun and engaging virtual events all week long. To learn more about our upcoming events and activities to take part in, visit isualum.org/homecoming. Today, we are celebrating 40 years of the ISU Alumni Band and have a fun conversation ahead with members of the band. The Alumni Band keeps former Iowa State University band members connected to the university, the band program, and each other. Joining us today is Jay Chapman, a 1990 graduate of Iowa State. Hey, Jay.
Hello.
And we've got Leuch Spencer, a 2001 graduate. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
And we've got Gianni Giglio, a 2017 graduate. Hey, Gianni.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Awesome. Well, we've got a really nice crop of former alumni band members, kind of everyone from different decades, I guess, right?
That's
you guys all make up kind of a different year. We love it. So thanks all to you guys all for joining us today, and also for partnering with us as members of the Alumni Association. We really appreciate that. So before we start, I want to just kind of dive into these questions here with you guys, but we're just going to kind of keep this an open format and let you guys kind of give us your memories and thoughts of your time with the marching band, and also as part of the alumni band as well. But Jay, let's start with you. Give people a little bit of a background about how you first got involved with the band here at Iowa State.
So I was in marching band in high school, and so it used to be you'd come and it was kind of a first come, first serve. If you signed up for to be a part of the band during like summer orientation, you were pretty much guaranteed you were going to be a part of the band. And it was a great time in high school. And I thought, wow, this is a great way to get to meet new people and get into the football games for free.
Absolutely. Cindy, how did you first get involved with the marching band?
It's actually pretty similar to Jay. I was in high school marching band. I'm from Davenport. The Hawkeyes are the team over there. So I really didn't know a lot about Iowa State football. And considering I came into Iowa State the year after the 0-10-1 season, it was probably a good thing. But, I went to orientation and there was the table. So I sought them out and said, hey, I want to be in the band. And they're like, all right, come on board.
I started in middle school. I was playing the flute originally, and then I went through high school, switched to tuba. Then when I came to Iowa State, I said, hey, these guys are fun. I chose Iowa State for the marching band. So I decided, hey, let's go and try it out. And I stuck with the tuba all 4.5 years, and here we are. Have a good time.
Very cool. Well, what did each of you enjoy most about being part of the band? I think a lot of us have been to Iowa State football games, and it looks like the band just has a ton of fun. I mean, between the practices and when you guys get out there on the field, you guys really look like you have a lot of fun. Jay, what was your favorite part?
It was 100% the people that you get to hang around with, because you hang around with them for, a couple, 3 hours every single day during the week. And then over the weekend, you spend all day with these people, and you think you might get tired of them, but you don't. In fact, you kind of form a bond over practice and games. And the best part was the people, and you get to meet potential spouse and potential lifetime friends. And that's the hands down the best part about being part of the band, is getting to know all of those people.
Cindy, how about you?
The band really is like a family. And like Jay said, you spend that much time around people, and we're talking, a couple hours a day, 5 days a week, and all day Saturdays. So you spend all your time with them, and they're all your friends, and you do stuff together, and you have fun together. And it really is a lot of fun. I had a director that said, if this is how much fun you guys have when we're losing at football, I'd hate to see what you're like when we win. So, and then when we did win, it just got that much better. So it was, it's a family.
Yeah, sure. How about you, Gianni?
I'm right there with those other two there. The family's a big part about it. But what I personally liked as a tuba player was just all the shenanigans we did in the back of the field. Usually they don't pay attention to us as much because we're all the way in the back in a straight line, just playing the music. So that's the stigma with tuba players. But the shenanigans for sure, from going Oh man, for our pregame practice traditions to going through the bathrooms at Jack Trice Stadium during roving band, it's just a fun time all in all.
I'm sure each of you has a really vivid memory or maybe a favorite memory from a specific game. Jay, do you have a memory of a game or a performance that really stands out to you?
So there's really two biggest ones. One was we went up to the Metrodome in Minneapolis and performed with the Minnesota Marching Band, and Maynard Ferguson was the halftime show. So we all got to say we played with Maynard Ferguson, which was a lot of fun. And then in '90, we actually took a little bit of a pep band down to Oklahoma, and so it had been quite a while since we'd won down there, and we won in Oklahoma, and so that was kind of a fun thing. And it was great to see a couple of years ago a chance to kind of repeat that by beating the Sooners on their home field.
Yeah. Cindy, do you have any games or any moments that stand out for you?
So my last game with the varsity band was the Insight.com Bowl. And I came in '95 and we were getting off a 0-win season. And as the years went by, we won more and more and more games. And finally that last year, I mean, we were in a bowl game. It was for the first time since the 1970s. Yeah. So we got to go on a plane and fly down to Phoenix, and it was cold in Iowa. That was the winter we had 100 days of snow consecutively on the ground. So we were down in Phoenix in the hot tub, and it was in the 50s, and all the locals thought we were crazy, but it was great. And then we won. It was a big party. It was awesome.
So Gianni, you must have been part of a bowl game too, right?
I got one bowl game, and that was the 2012 Liberty Bowl before we got another one. So if anybody remembers that one, that was a very cold game.
It was a rainy game. I was there. Were you there, Jay?
Yes, I was at that one. I've been able to. I started with the being able to go to the bowl games. We went to the Insight.com, like Cindy was talking about, and I've been able to make it to all of them since, and hopefully we have a lot more in our future under Matt Campbell.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Were each of you guys part of the pep band too? I know the pep band is a big part of basketball during the winter months. Jay, were you part of the pep band?
Yeah, I did a couple of stints directing the pep band, and basketball under Johnny Orr was Hilton was quite the place to be during that time, and it's kind of fun to watch on Cyclones.tv some of the replays of some of those games, some of those with Fred Hoiberg of that era. It's kind of fun to see. You get a lot of shots of the pep band there, and pep band was a lot of fun. We even started when I was in school. We started having a women's basketball pep band, which hadn't been the case before, and so it was kind of fun to kind of start that one up.
Very cool. Well, as former band members, each of you, why do you feel like it's important to have the alumni band that annually gets together each year that performs at homecoming during halftime?
Yeah, I'd say that it's there are some people that I don't get to see but once a year at homecoming. There's folks that were in my rank in band that I look forward to being able to see them in person and relive old times with them in person at a reunion. And so that's one of the main reasons why I like having it every year. And I guess it's always nice to get back on the field and kind of pretend like you know what you're doing and see if you can actually continue to march and play at the same time, or at least have a good time and kind of relive some old memories out on the field.
It keeps us all engaged as alumni. When you come back for alumni band, you're in the stands and you're playing and you're part of the game day atmosphere, right? Mm. So it keeps that connection going with the school. Last year, I brought my 12-year-old son to homecoming with me. So for him, you got to watch what we were doing and how we were playing, and now he really wants to be in the band. So it's also about bringing it to another generation too.
As a newer member of the alumni band, I liked being inside the alumni band because of the viewpoints I got from the older members. I really liked and valued their their view on the band today, the one that I just came from. It's been 3 years now, but it was nice to see it when I first joined. So I really enjoy going back, seeing that, what they think of the band as it is now, and then compare to what I think. So very different going through the decades.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, quick question for you. What's really has changed about the band, the marching band, from when you were part of it back in 1990 to today? How much has changed since then?
So that's the first one is really easy. When I was in band, we did a high step. It's a completely different style of marching than what they do now. And so that's different. I don't think I could, I certainly don't have the ability, the practice to be able to march the way they do right now. So it's certainly very different that way. And I love the new uniforms that they have now. Ours were a little bit more on the red side and not so much cardinal and gold, but the new uniforms are pretty slick.
Guys, I know this is obviously a much different year. The alumni band won't be performing at the game, but the current band is still able to perform for each home game, thanks in large part to a generous donation made by the alumni band. Why did your fellow alumni feel that it was important to donate to the band to help them purchase some of that protective equipment for their faces and instruments?
We have a saying in the band. I think most people reflect it. It's like the band always wins, and you can't always win if you're not there. So I think as soon as Christian came forward and said, "Hey, we need some help here, and can you guys spread the word around that we need these coverings to stay safe?" Top of the list was, let's get these out for them, and so that the band could be there, can always win, get the same experience we did without interruption. I know a lot of alumni are just like, man, that would suck if there wouldn't be a band there.
Cindy, what was it like for you to kind of watch the football game? Did you happen to see the marching band in the stands?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I thought they sounded great, to be honest, and it is great to have them there. They're a huge part of the atmosphere, and yeah, that tradition needs to continue, and I'm so glad that the alumni band was able to help them out.
Jay, it must be a really different experience for those students this year, but the band really does make up such a big part of that game day atmosphere. And without fans, the band really adds a lot to that environment, don't you think?
It does. It is part of the game day atmosphere. And I think Jamie Pollard understands what it takes to make a game day for football. He understands the part that the band can play and the part that the cheer squad and the mascot, Cy, they play in game day, and the spirit walk, which they weren't able to have. All of that game day activity is exactly what he wanted to showcase on ESPN College Game Day, to say this is what it's like in Ames, Iowa, to be part of a football game. It's not just the game, but it's everything that happens from early morning to after the game, and it's a fun atmosphere to be in.
Well, and lastly here, as we wrap up, guys, I know when you hear that the alumni band has been around, or the marching band has been around even longer, but the alumni band, 40 years to this year. I know you guys probably were going to get together and celebrate, but when you hear about 40 years of the alumni band, what does that mean to you?
It means we had a lot of old people sticking around too long in the marching band. That's just a joke. No, I think it's great that the tradition's continued. I know a couple people in other universities who have smaller alumni bands or don't have one at all, and so they just, as soon as those people graduate and they leave, maybe they come back and they get in contact. But then all that tradition of old times, even though maybe the newer bands don't use the things they did, all that stuff of their fun times is now gone. So I love that we've been able to keep it going for 40 years, and I love hearing the tradition that things that nobody does anymore, but they're just like, man, that's neat. That's a fun time. I'm glad that it comes forward some way and right now. So
I think it's a testament to the culture in the band program at Iowa State. The people that are there want to be there and they like being there. And even when they're not able to be in school anymore and be together, they want to get together and talk about it and all the great times they have. So I really think it speaks well for the band program at Iowa State.
It's great that we've got 40 years, and we've got grads who were in band in the 40s who come back for our reunions, and some folks who have been back all 40 years of alumni band. And I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't some some folks out there right now, even on this call, that are going to be in Alumni Band 40 years from now. So it's a great family, and we're really excited to be able to continue to get together every year.
Great. Well, thank you, Jay, Cindy, Gianni, for joining us today. We hope that those of you watching enjoyed this virtual Q&A celebrating 40 years of the Iowa State Alumni Band. Tune in tomorrow, though, as we'll be celebrating Cy, talking with alums who used to be our mascot when they were students here at ISU. And this Thursday on Facebook is our live Cyclone Power Hour event with ISUAA President and CEO Jeff Johnson, along with some special guests. So if you haven't already, you can register for this event at isualum.org to learn how you can be part of this interactive experience. Happy homecoming week, and we'll talk to you again soon. Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Yeah.